morning, y'all. It's Monday. Not much has happened this weekend, but I did want to give a quick update. We didn't do much Lego, but we sold a whole bunch. So we did sold this guy. It's certified complete. It's not new in box. Sold that one. That was a big one. We sold a couple of Mars mission sets. And then another big one I have to pack up. We sold a modular. So a lot of sets that are just a little bit more difficult to pack up. So we'll be spending time on that. And then today I'm going to be spending a lot of time on cleaning up the space. It looks like a nightmare. I've got 3 sets I'm inventorying right now, and it's because they were from the same bin. Otherwise, we don't do that type of stuff. But they're all mixed together, and it's like, we basically color sorted it, and then when you're looking for a blue piece, you go look in the blue bin, and so you essentially have 3 sets out at the same time. So we've got that going. I've got a couple of people coming by today, so that should be good. Some of it's for video editing, some of it's for people dropping stuff off, so that's been pretty good. Trying to think of what else. The big stuff. Yeah, man, I didn't get to any of the new sets yet, cleaning them because I want to get to inventorying these sets first and foremost, because if I'm looking for stuff, it's going to be in those bags. So I did the Lord of the Rings ship, and inside of it, it was missing a catapult, and I dug through bags because I knew there was one Lord of the Rings set or a Hobbit set, and ended up finding it in there. So that was really nice. I've got a bunch of figs to process. I have a tiny amount of bulk. I think probably I think about 5 pounds of bulk from someone. Couldn't see in the photos, and they're like, sweet. So yeah, that one was kind of funny. I'm glad I didn't go pick it up. And then, so yeah, the big things for us are, let's get this place cleaned up. Let's get it where it needs to go. And then these displays came in. Let's find it here. These displays came in. I've got 3 more to assemble, and then I have an acrylic case for Cloud City that needs to be assembled. That stuff just takes forever. My goal is to try and do one a day, but I might just do all 3 in one day and just kind of call it. It's just because there's a lot of gluing and stuff that needs to get done in order to get them to a place where they're rigid. They're great for just like slap them on a shelf display stands, but like I want to be able to put stuff on, take stuff off, and all that pretty commonly. And so yeah, it's got to be done. But yeah, going really good. Monthly update. So today is the 30th. The sales total so far is $11,900. So just $100 less than 12K, which would be really, really high for us. It's been on the back of just steady sales, parts being a massive contributor that we didn't have before. That's just been incredible for us. And then sets being steady, right? And I was worried about sets in the future months continuing to be steady because we kind of run out. Like everything that we had is listed. But what I'm finding happens is like I'll list something, and if it doesn't sell right away, over time it'll become, because Lego prices increase and whatnot, as things sell out, it'll start to become the most affordable or cheapest on Bricklink. So that's beneficial. And then now we've got like 80 Star Wars sets that can be listed. That is going to take a really long time to do, but I'm sure they're going to sell really well because they're like high in demand things. But yeah, just got to figure out shelf space. That's the number one for us right now, is like we just don't have enough shelf space to even house those sets. And so I've got to figure out a way to move forward, because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. There's a couple of shelves that I have a kind of a target on their back, but I don't want to do anything too hasty, because I've reworked this garage a lot of times. But like it's just going to be like a 10% tweak or 15% tweak to it, like in order to get it to where it needs to go next, because everything else is in such good shape. Like it's exactly what I want. Oh, the other big thing, I bought another row of these, and so this will go up 3 rows. So that should give us some additional room to expand. And then all these sets will go up even higher. And then kind of, there's also better ways that we can store these. We can sort them, like slide them into a shelf and whatnot. And so that'll utilize that space better. We did it a long time ago. I had it so that there was 3 high, and I loved it. And then when I took it out, it didn't feel like it was as good. But the reason I took them down was because I needed a space to display those sets that we just saw when people are in here buying stuff. And so like now that that's not as important, then I think we're gonna try and condense down that space and try and condense it down a bit. But yeah, that gives us a ton of storage. And those Acro Mills, the yellow ones, had gone on sale to $40. And when you're buying 11, it adds up. At one point, they were like, I think 50 to 55. And so I just had, it sucks to spend that much money on them, but they add their value 10 times, over the course of the time that you'll use them. So really not a big deal. I am going to shift things around a little bit because I bought the ones that I bought are just these. It's just the 64 drawer, I believe is what it is. I like these the most. They're my absolute favorite. So I think I might end up shifting all of these. Didn't spin around. I might shift all of these up and then put these new ones on the bottom, and then go from there. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm excited to get that. I'm excited to feel that out. And then my goal is to then build another shelf that goes from here all the way across. But I want to do it the right way. The shelf I built above the garage door isn't great. It's fine. It works. It functions, but it's not exactly what we're looking for. Got the garage door open because I'm expecting some company. So we'll get that done. And yeah, pretty awesome. Everything's moving. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We might not work on outside of cleaning the space, fulfilling orders, and inventorying sets. That might be it for this week. I say that now, but then somebody's going to come with the collection and I'm going to get really excited and change everything. But I have a landscaping project in the backyard, and it's finally like there's a very small window of good temperature here in Austin where, man, I feel like you only get like 10 days in the 70s lately, especially. But where it's not, extremely humid, mosquito-y, 90 to 100. So like this week is set up to be one of those weeks. And so I think I'm going to work in the yard a bit, try and get some stuff done. It's also the blessing of having gotten our taxes done, having that finalized, knowing what money is our money. Like it's helped to take the pressure off a little bit. I feel like now I can catch up on things around the house that had been just kind of, I wouldn't say forgotten, but just like I see them, I walk by them every day and they just stack on to the weight of the things that I need to do. But now I'm finally able to tackle them because I don't feel like I'm fist fighting every day in order to get some money to come in order to pay our bills, in order to eat. And so that part of it has been a massive, massive relief and something I'm grateful for. Like, I don't think it's really even set in. It's incredible. Yeah. And so just trying to get some yard work stuff done, trying to have fun with the family and, make sure that it's not all Lego all the time, because that's not our goal. Our goal is to just, make this something that's sustainable, that can help us eat. And then in the end, like, yeah, we want to continue to grow it over time, but we're finally at a spot where we can breathe, and that feels pretty awesome. But yeah, we'll check in tomorrow. If anything else comes up today, anything cool, I'll come in or come check in. But yeah, chat soon. We just got some pretty big news. Anyone out there watching now, this is going to be the least newsy news thing ever. But just met with my video editor, saw the very first video, blown away. Couldn't believe it. Hit the tone, essence, content, everything, made it exciting.
So it's a big day. We're celebrating here because we're moving forward, which means we've got about eight different releases in the can, and then we've got, man, I've been recording for maybe at least a month and a half straight every day. And so that'll be content that you guys have already consumed. But at this point in time, it's brand new to me. So it's huge. I'm really, really excited. It came out better than I could have even imagined. Just blown away. So yeah, that's huge news. Having a hard time focusing on anything else right now because I just want to get the YouTube stuff up and running. I didn't do any prep on my channel beforehand, which was silly. I should have updated my assets, like had everything good to go, so that when this came through, we could just launch it and go. But there's really not a rush on it. I'm just finding it hard to get excited about doing other things right now because I'm just so excited about seeing that out in the wild and showing it to friends and whatnot. So that's really cool. Big news. And then, yeah, still just need to clean up around here. I've been literally just standing and staring at this stuff in this space for quite a while, maybe like the last 20 minutes, trying to figure out how to best lay everything out and organize, looking at the numbers to see whether or not we can for sure not do any more garage sales. And it's looking more and more like that's going to be the case. Really what I needed to do is decide whether, like, how I want to bring stuff to conventions, because that'll shape a lot of stuff. But it's painstaking. Like the way that it's set up right now, it's good. It uses the space really efficiently. And what I'm doing now is creating a bunch of. I'm taking wall space to create table space, which I think is the opposite of what we actually need. We need more wall space because I have 80 plus sets that need to go out on the walls or just be stored somewhere after they're complete. And then we've got tons of countertop space. I'm not utilizing it very well, but there's also something that I've noticed is when we have more counter space than we need, things get added to the counter and not managed. Um, I talk about it like there's other people working in this space, but it's really just me. Um, so that's, yeah. I just put stuff on there and then I leave it on there and then it don't come back to it or whatnot, and it just becomes invisible to me. So counter space isn't really a problem. So I don't know. I've got these really great display stands that I bought. They spent a bunch of money on. They are incredible. They make everything so much better. It's so much easier to see everything. The only thing that's not easier to see are the prices, because you are at eye level with them when they're tucked into the IKEA shelves. And so not sure I love that, but shouldn't be a problem at a convention or anything else. So we'll adjust it when it comes up. I think it's the right move to move over to these other displays. They just show the figs so much better. I've just got to commit to building them all and gluing them. There's so much glue, like it's so much glue. Cause yeah, like I have one that I did like one row on, and each display has one, two, three, like seven. And like I'm just not looking forward to it. Like if I could just get in a groove and knock it out, but like I don't have the right glue yet, and some of that comes in, it might change everything. There's just like a lot of bloom and it makes everything look terrible. I'm not sure if I want to commit to doing that to all of them. Yeah. All this stuff. Like that's just so low on the priority list right now. Getting through this collection, getting that inventory added online is a number one. I've really got to get creative to figure out how to process the new inventory and add it to my shelves. I think what's going to end up happening is medium and small size sets are going to get boxed. I think I'm going to go ham, order a ton of boxes for things that fit that, and box that stuff up, label it accordingly, and then just go at it that way. The big stuff I'll keep on display. I'll condense it a little bit more so it has a little less breathing room on the shelves. And then I think if I do that, I'll be able to get a significant amount of space back. Um, and then figure out where to put those boxed items. I have a plan for some additional shelves, but like none of it I love. Like I want to be able to walk in this space and feel really happy and really good when I come out here. And I'm afraid I'm going to be looking at like towering racks of brown boxes, and I'm not getting on board with that. So I don't know if it means storing it in another room, which isn't great. I'm not sure. It'll come to me. Like I know it'll come to me, and it'll come to me in the middle of the night as I'm trying to fall asleep or something, and it'll all connect and work perfectly. But yeah, it's just like before everything was so easy for the hybrid retail stuff because it was like you need to make sure everything displays well, prices are easily seen, it's walkable, there's a lot of space, things aren't too visually noisy and all that. And then you remove that, and I'm like, don't know what to do it myself yet. It's been a criteria for us since we started, and I don't really know any other way. And so, yeah, it's just been a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated, but yeah, we'll see. It's a good problem to have, too much good stuff. But yeah. All right, we'll check in soon.
All right, y'all. Just finished inventorying a set. Kind of wanted to walk through what it looks like when we're done inventorying a set. So you saw on the table over here, it's kind of a mess, and we have these colored buckets where we've got parts for sets. One of these is barrel run. It's this one right here, this Hobbit set. These are the parts for it. This is a smaller set. We don't normally inventory things this small, but because there's so much dense value in here, we do. So for the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings stuff, when we get them and they have like the manual, they have figs that are in great shape, we'll inventory them. When we're done inventorying them, let me see. We'll put them in these. It's this clear plastic container. These work great. Sometimes we need to do multiple. You can see the condition of the pieces. This set's been all washed beforehand, but also it lets you see the figs. And so I always like tape the figs in here so that you can see them pretty easy. We don't do these unless the figs are in great shape. Like otherwise it's too difficult to try and communicate to somebody that they're in bad shape or whatever. So all of these figs are in immaculate shape, no cracks, no tears, no wear on capes, whatever. So there's that. And then there's one other thing. Let me see if I can show it. It's tucked in here a little bit. So we have these labels that I made. They say 100% complete, or certified complete, Austin Block Shop. I bought these labels off of Amazon, so they're just gold star labels. Let me see if I can show. So they just look like this. This is what they normally look like. And I was able to make a custom embosser on, I think it was on Staples. It was really, really, really cheap. Cheaper than getting specialized stickers made, all that stuff. And so it's something that saved us a bit of money. And then like, I don't know, it's also like a nice extra touch to put on the box when it's done. And I just like how, like in the end, like you can see everything so clearly and like it just looks really complete. This one is actually a reuse. Somebody bought this set that this plastic was on, and they reused it today. They bought it and I was shipping it out and it didn't fit in that box that I was sending, so I cut it open and then re-put it out there. But then the other added bonus of it is like this is probably how we'll end up storing them, is to the side. And then when you peek in the side, it's just all of the characters. And so try and keep it consistent like that so that you can at least see the figs. I've got like, we also do like, this was Imperial flagship and key parts, right? Like this is a very white flag, another white flag, these yellow. And then the other things people want to see are the sails, right? Because you got to see this has just the slightest amount of fray, but the print and wrinkle free, it's fantastic. And then same again on the outside, the figs. This is the only one I've ever had this happen. The manual was bigger than the box. I've never had it happen, so I put it in a poly bag and then taped it to the front. Does not look nearly as good. 99% of them fit in here. I'm not sure why. Man, we've had this justifier for so long. Just now realizing that it's still here. I don't know if I need to drop the price or what, but but yeah, like same with this one. We had a Voltron, or have a Voltron, and then like split up the manuals, and then you can look at it and see the quality of the parts and all that stuff. So It's just that little stuff that, like, if I was continuing to do hybrid retail, that stuff goes a long way to making a sale. Um, the reason I continue it now is because if we go to a convention, I want to bring all those things that are certified complete with me, along with figs, and that's it. New in box, retired, and certified complete are the only things that'll go with me. I'm not messing with any built sets because it's too much to haul. Um, it's just not worth it. And so like that makes it easier to transport. And then when you're setting up and you have shelves behind you, people can see what you really have because they display really well. So another reason why we don't do the cracked figs in any of those things or marks or any of that stuff, it's just with the fury and frenzy of doing a convention or even a sale day, you can't always remember if the asterisk of what is or what isn't with the set. And so that's another like important reason why I try not to put out any of that stuff. Generally, what I'll do is if if something is broken or cracked, I'll either replace it or part it out, or like there's just you have options. Um, but yeah, pretty. It's nuanced, but man, it really makes a big difference. But yeah, I've got barrel run to do, so I'm gonna try and knock that out today. It's been a pretty lazy day. I've had landscaping stuff I've been doing and trying to coordinate. And then videographer was here and that went really well. So we'll see if I'm able to even complete this. I might just finish up and focus on cleaning because I've got like tons and tons of bins to find a home for now because we had 700 pounds of bulk sell. Um, yeah, I think it was like 25 bins. And so like now, imagine how difficult it was to store them full. It's less difficult, but I still need to find a place to house all these empty bins. So on to the next. Hey guys, it is what is today? Tuesday, March 31st. It is the last day of the month. We finished the month, and man, was it good. We finished with $12,100 on the month, which is nuts, especially for March. We last March, things were in a hole pretty bad. um a lot of economic uncertainty hit at that time, and so you direct transition into buying and spending, at least locally here and then also online. So this time last year was not nearly as good, and so it was great to see a positive March. Like we weren't really sure. We thought that this was part of the dip season, and so last month dipped a little bit, but it didn't continue. So that's great. Orders are coming in fast and furious. We sold about $400 or $500 yesterday. I packed up some of the stuff already. I had to make a custom box. It was awful. It was for, I want to say it's a German castle set. It's pretty new. I can't remember what it's called. An architecture set. But boxing that up sucked. Just an awkward size. And then once I finally did have the box, I realized I didn't have the height for it, and so then had to modify the box. And I don't like doing that. But in the end, super secure and it'll ship well. But just really annoying. I mean, it took probably 20 minutes just to package up that one set. So it happens. It's good money. You know, it's $200 just for that set. So it was missing the alternate color orange leaves, I believe. But that was about it. So got that going out today. I did sell this. I was happy about that. Da-da-da. That thing's pretty pricey. I can't remember what the actual price is. And then this was funny because it's Velma's hair, Velma Daphne, one of the Scooby-Doo people. I sold a fig to a friend of mine. It was that fig, and the face print on it was bad, and neither of us noticed here. But when she got it home, she was like, "Whoa, there's pitting on this face." And so I was like, "Dude, no worries. Like, I'll buy you a new face, and we'll just swap it, and then I'll sell the old one with a remark." The only one that was available had that hair with it, and so I was forced to buy the hair, and I was able to actually sell the old head and the hair and make a profit on it. And so it's kind of funny. It was like I got kind of forced into, not forced, but I wanted to do right by them. They were so happy about getting their Grail fig that being able to sell it to them, I was stoked. And then when they got it home and realized, you know, there was damage on it, I was like, yeah, I'm not standing for that. So I'd actually ordered it before they had even asked for any type of compensation. So that was nice. I was able to do that for them, and then I made some money on it. So that ended up working out. That hair is not cheap. I think it sold for like $20 just by itself. So pretty awesome. But yeah, man, recapping the month. Going back and looking at some of the stuff that I sold at the beginning of the month to get an idea for what the month was like. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Just yeah, man, big lots, big sets. I do. Let's see. I want to look at the inventory insights and check out our sold items. So for the monthly breakdown, the set still destroyed everything at like close to 5K. Minifigs came in at almost 3K, and then parts were 2,300 ish. And then there's other miscellaneous, but still pretty great. The parts stuff, man, like we haven't been keeping up on it for the last couple, for just this week, I think. Normally I'm Fast and the Furious adding parts, but with landscaping projects going on here and with the new collection that came in, we're focused on inventorying. I've probably got about $3,000 of inventory that's added but not pushed live, that I need to push live, and then over 10,000 worth of sets I need to add, and then I can't even estimate on the parts. Like it's astronomical. Yeah. So pretty nuts. And then we also had that massive bulk sale this month, which is nuts because like it's weird. I feel a little so when we're doing sets and we're repairing sets, like finding parts that go to sets or whatever, we have our wall of parts that we go to, but it doesn't contain everything, doesn't contain every color variation. So after that, we have color sorted stuff. I never color sort stuff, but I get stuff that's already color sorted. And what I'll do is I'll just dump it into the associated bucket. And so it narrows down. It's not my favorite way to keep parts. I want parts sorted by part type, but it's better than just digging through a bulk bin. So we have that. And then after the color sorted stuff, if we couldn't find the thing that we would look in, sometimes we go to a bulk bin. What that's good for is common items that we just didn't happen to have on the wall or in that bin. Like you can find it pretty quick. But I feel kind of like scared because if I need to find a pretty common item, like I don't have a trove of bulk to go through. Now, keep in mind, I had really reduced down the amount of time I would spend digging for stuff because we have such a backlog of good, valuable things. My time is better spent adding parts to our to the site, to Bricklink, to Brick, all that stuff, right? I don't want to be digging for 20 minutes to find, I don't know, a 2x2 or something plate. Like it just doesn't make sense. So what I've been doing more often is just cut my losses, order it on Bricklink. Really, it's just added to a wanted list with a clean remark on Bricklink saying, what set that it goes to. And then I put a note with the associated set that needs a part after it's been inventoried, and put it not out on the shelves yet, put it in a back room. That way, when the parts come in, go snag the set, double check the remark, double check the piece of paper, add it to it, and then we're all good, right? Really easy. It's simple. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I feel like I don't have my big old treasure trove or my backlog of stuff. So feels weird. Yeah, I need to meet some more Bricklink sellers in South Austin because it would be great to just know people and just be able to be like, hey, do you have this part, or have a text chain, or do something. Like it's definitely a community that's hidden, that's hard to, I don't know, break into, I guess. So it might be something I have to start down here, but yeah, that'd be awesome. Cause I know people at the Bricks and Minifigs and I can text them and stuff, but they don't really have parts sorted. I'm not ever looking for massive quantities. Just one-off weird stuff. But yeah, anyway, fantastic month, great wrap up. Like I'm excited that we're doing what we're doing. I'm hoping next month stays the same. There's no reason. The only thing that could impact us is if we're not able to get the newest used sets online quick enough. But yeah, I mean, even I listed there's 125 figs from a lot that was dropped off. I listed those and they didn't make it out of my limbo bucket, which is the bucket that I put them in after I add them to my inventory, but I don't get them sorted into the the buckets are onto the table. And I sold like 10 plus figs out of my limbo bucket, which means like it was fast. It was like within 24 hours. So pretty nuts. I love that because then I can recoup what I might spend like ultra quick. And so that just means that there's more money to go back into spending. We do have a little bit left to buy. I guess it's going into next month. We have about we have an amount set aside. I don't want to say because it's never final. Like again, focus on buying the right things, not everything. If the right thing comes along, we'll open up our wallet in any way, shape, or form that we have to in order to make sure that we get it. But we're not going to buy everything. Like this morning, I had five to seven messages on Marketplace and other areas, just really small piles of stuff. Like it generally happens more around the end of the month. People are trying to make bills and stuff, and I just let them know as quickly as possible that it's not something that we're interested in buying. If I feel like we can extract value from it and add parts or whatever, I'll jump at it. But like there's a lot today, and it was maybe 15 to 20 figs, and I could right off the rip you can ID like 6 of them are fake and the rest is city, and it's like, okay, like not for us. Had some built Harry Potter sets that I just wasn't interested in. Like I'm sure it's great and everything, but looking at the way they were kept, they didn't look like they were fully complete. So spending time on any of that stuff is just a massive sink. Harry Potter sets sell pretty well. They sell better in box. They sell okay used, but like the combination of spending time on a Harry Potter set, trying to put it back together, like just not something I want to do. Something that I've learned over time, like, yeah, just, you spend enough time with these sets and start to really understand and see what moves and what doesn't. Yeah, you never know. I get blown away sometimes. Something that we've sat on for a long time, Tower London. Yeah, or Tower Bridge. And then all of a sudden a week, sell 2 of them or whatever. So it's pretty wild. Yeah, that's the update for today. I don't know what I didn't get to cleaning yesterday. It just didn't happen. So I absolutely need to do it today. I'm hoping that happens. Things are just out of sorts, and it makes me feel out of sorts, which I'm not a fan of. But yeah, sweet. We'll check in later. All right, I said I am going to clean up here. I kind of did the opposite. It was something I was excited to do. I did get stuff done that needed to get done so I can get stuff out of here. But cut to it. See if you guys noticed right away. We added a 3rd row all the way across. There's 11 new ones. It feels massive in here. Like the Lego's bigger than you. Like it's definitely, what is that? That's like, gotta be like 8 feet to the ceiling. The nice part is like when I designed this, I had the option to bring this table out, right? It could come out further, giving me more counter space. I knew I might do this, and so I stacked 3 tall and then did this. And like, this is me on my tippy toes. I could take the container out, and like, that's as tall as I can get. All that stuff up there is needs a step stool to get to, which is okay. The reason we didn't do this originally was because for hybrid retail, it felt like these were in the rafters. And also, if you notice right here, this is the garage door rail. So when the garage door is open, this whole part is blocked in, and then even this light. It kind of feels a little darker in here, like at the front, and then like you can only see the bottom parts of those sets, and the same goes for over here, but you'll notice these sit a little bit lower, and so you can kind of see. I haven't had a hard time selling stuff there. I don't know if that would have contributed to a hard time selling stuff up there. I don't really think so. People are able to walk in and go up here, and you get a really good angle on it. But that was my main reason for doing that. I was also stacking like boxes too high, like TWO, not TOO, too high here. So you can't do that as much with the 3rd one on there. Yeah, I'd like to feel the space more originally for hybrid retail with just 2. But now that I have these up, I love it. I do. There's a pattern, like there's a visual pattern. You can see it carried through, and it's I believe these are 64 drawers all the way across the top, right? And you can see that like visibly is different. I do not like the way that these are, right? See the two that are supposed to go up there down at the bottom. The reason it's like that is because my drawers were already numbered, right? So I would need to drop this, renumber, move stuff. There's just like a lot of complexity in it, and I wasn't ready to do that. Yeah. So like that kind of sucks. Visually, when you have stuff like this, when there's so much visual noise, as much like do whatever you can to reduce it. And so like that pattern piece, putting it up there will make everything feel much more cohesive. I'm not going to try and continue it on the bottom two layers. It is kind of like these are 16 drawer, and then there's a lot of the hybrid ones. These are hybrid, so the top is 64 drawer top, so it must be 32, and then for a 12 on the bottom. Those are awesome, but I really, really, really like these because if I'm reaching tall and want to get one of these drawers, I don't also want to be dealing with double the capacity of items when I take that drawer down. Also, if you drop it, there's potentially less things to put in there. That's kind of my thinking around it. I'll see if that's what shakes out of it, but yeah, that's kind of where my mind was going. Yeah, there's still a lot that needs to be done though. Like I'm only numbered to here. That's because I was planning on doing other stuff here. I have to keep this section of parts wall. I don't know if this is the place for it. I'll decide shortly, and then I need to finish. There's like thousands of dollars still in figs up here, figs parts that I haven't done, and there's also accessories that need to get done. It's a lot. And then there's the shame pile of accessories that still need to get knocked out. So I don't like the shame pile up here. I had put it down below, but I kept needing to get stuff out of it to put things into it. So like, for example, I'd have more torsos or more heads or more helmets that I would need to put in or pull out. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. It needs to be different. I'm really unhappy with it. It's not sustainable. And Technic parts are back here. It needs to go. I think what is going to happen is all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, sorry, 8, 9. I think those are going to go all the way over here. They'll go butt up against the Technic stuff over here. And then I will just have a section that's just not going to be sold. Like, I think these bottom ones will not be sold. I am not going to put parts that I'm going to like access. Like this is going to be for sale parts up here. Just because like when you're working on, I don't know, I hate reaching up there. If I'm reaching up just once or twice or a couple times a day to get that stuff down, no big deal. But when I'm working in this zone, I don't want to be going up tall. I don't know. I had it like that at one point, didn't really love it. I would put more unusable things or things that you didn't need as often. So like they call it first order of retrieval. It's like, what are the things that you're getting the most? So like number 1 is like here. Like I love these down here because you can look down into it, see everything, and then just pull it out, right? That helps a ton. I don't know. As I'm talking about it, I'm thinking I might actually put Technic at the top in the corner, nuke the shame pile down, and then just have this whole section be parts and like building stuff, and that's it. Because I could go, if I need 9 of them, I could go 3, 6, 9. And just have like a massive cluster. I don't think I can get away with 9 because Technic takes 2. And then there's just a lot of stuff. But the other thing I don't want to do is like, I don't want to move these two. I'm very used to standing in the center of this and sorting accessories into it, and like their locations. And so this one I think is going to end up staying exactly where it is. Even if these become items for sale, this is just like it's second nature. Walking up to the spot and being able to sort that stuff away. So um, I have gone and changed it before. I think 3 times. I had another, like, I originally worked in the very far corner over here next to the garage door. And then I had one more Acro Mills stacked right here. So like it was like out and kind of blocked some of the other drawers. Um, that was my favorite because there was so much stuff that you could, so many drawers you could reach, all in one position. Like you had some on the side, and yeah, it was just pretty awesome. It was like a sorting nook. Um, Now we don't really do things that way as much, but like that's all programmed into my memory, so I want to not move it as much because I'm old now. It's hard to relearn some of these things, positions, and all that. But yeah, let's take a look here. It looks, man, pardon the mess. I swear I was working on cleaning up. There's like a gigantic pile of boxes from these things that'll be broken down and reused because that's good boxes. Let's see if I can get the gimbal to untilt. Come on, gimbal. Also, switched out some of the sets up there. I finally completed that Battle for Endor. Travis Marsala, I got parts for that from you. Thank you so much. I'm about to have a call with him at 2, so if you guys are interested in another Lego reseller, Travis Marsala, fantastic, great dude. What is that, turbo tank up there? But yeah, Battle for Endor, I had 2 parts I had on my list. I saw that he had them, wanted to support another person in the space, selling Lego out of their garage. And so I bought those and a couple other things from him. I reduced down the Cloud Cities out here just because it felt a little dangerous. I don't plan on keeping them all out here. That one displays the best. It's got the acrylic box. That is 100% complete. The Boba Fett is dead mint, like incredible. Fantastic. And then second turbo tank up there, that is Mace Windu, light up lightsaber, and next to it, Wookiee Catamaran with the beautiful Luminara with like no fraying, working saber, no damage. Both of those are awesome. Like, yeah, I was sweating it changing those batteries, to be real. And then I didn't put any cardboard box stuff underneath the AC unit. I have a very good drain line out the back, but things happen. Water can drip from it. And like I've always had that in my mind. And so whenever I was putting things out, like I did put those under there before, but they're plastic wrapped. Like they're good. If a little bit of water dripped on it, it wouldn't do anything to the box. These are all in plastic, and every fig is in plastic, and even the manuals are in plastic. So like there's nothing that's going to happen. What I will not do though is put raw cardboard stuff under there. Any condensation that drops could ruin or cause water damage to the boxes, and those boxes are pretty pristine. It's dual on Geonosis, and then Goldar battle. That wasn't easy. Those 3 sets with the Plo Koon. The Plo Koon is probably the best box out of all of them. I love finding a good box. And then over there, ironically, is a Pose X-Wing that's water damaged. That wasn't from me. But yeah, good stuff. It feels weird. Like it's nice. It's just like, ooh, it feels more like a library. A little bit, where it's just like the racks are towering above you and stuff. But man, it looks good. The reason I did this also was because they had gone on sale. I knew I was going to do it in this calendar year. And I wanted to spend into the business a little bit because we did pretty well coming out of tax season. And what better way than getting more space for more parts to sell more, to gain more. Like it stacks on itself. So they were on sale. The Acro Mills, they were $40 each, which is I think the lowest I've seen them ever. Maybe the 2-pack has gone to like 70 or something, but I wanted to jump on it because like I said, I knew I was going to do this, and it was like there's no point in waiting if they're available. and whatnot. I do love though, man. I don't know if I wish I had gone with the white, like all white. I love the white in the Nook. It makes the Nook space feel a lot better. But the yellow is cool. I like it. I don't know if the white was around when I started doing this. I also wanted something kind of Lego colored and stuff. So I like the delineation between the two. It was intentional when we had started to try and separate those two spaces. Yeah, looks great. Pretty cool. I swear I'll clean. I'm just trying to keep my energy up today. I don't know why. It's just yesterday I lost it halfway through, and just allergy season here has just been crazy, crazy. So yeah, I want to finish these 2 Hobbit sets, but I got a phone call here in a little bit, so not sure if it's going to happen today. But yeah, awesome. We'll check in soon.